Hey everybody, Graham here. So it's been a busy few days in the world of Twitter. Elon Musk has made a lot of information available to some certain journalists who have been releasing information as they go through it. And what we've seen so far, and what I expect that we'll continue to see, is that there has been extensive collusion between elements of the government and Twitter, and most likely all big social media companies. The government and certain interest groups within the government have done a lot to kill certain stories, push certain narratives, kill certain other narratives, and basically just generally shape public perception in a way that I'm not even sure how to describe it. I want to say that it's Soviet, but I don't know that the Soviets ever had a propaganda operation this sophisticated. Maybe the Chinese government is as sophisticated about this stuff as the US government, but it appears that there has been a very sophisticated, very extensive attempt by the government to enforce certain boundaries of public discussion. And I think that anybody who is at all concerned about not living in a totalitarian society should be completely horrified by this. Absolutely horrified. You have all probably already either read about this or seen videos about it. If you haven't, go on over to Twitter and look at Elon's timeline, and he's got links to all the journalists who are putting out the stories. It's something that I never thought that I would see, and I say that two times over. Number one, if you go back to when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, I never thought I would see the government being this hands-on about mass mind control. Now, maybe that was just naivete on my part, or maybe, just that the tech didn't exist back then, or whatever. I don't know. But I never thought I would see that. And then more my current self, I never thought I would see someone be courageous enough to expose this stuff. When Trump was president, he was trying to expose some of this stuff, and I mean, we see what happened to him. Part of what this operation did was to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story, and apparently some stories about the COOF, and there's a reasonable presumption that this quite possibly affected the election, that Trump might still be president today if this hadn't happened. And when Trump was talking about the deep state, this is exactly what he was talking about. That there are elements within the government that are not necessarily under the control of the president personally, but that probably depends who the president is, but that there were ops being run by the government against the president, using us via social media. Now, the fact that Elon Musk had the biggest, brassiest pair of balls in the world to buy a multi-billion-dollar company and then expose all of its secrets is also something that I never thought I would see. Now, I was just watching something. I haven't really delved into Twitter today because I'm a little bit Twitter fatigued. But apparently Elon either yesterday or today said that he considers the possibility of his being assassinated to be very real. And I think that's probably true. I certainly think there are elements within the government who would do that. And I think probably there are also elements within industry that may do that. But I have a solution for Elon. I know he's not paying attention to me, but maybe if any bigger YouTubers are watching this and you want to echo this, or if you have ever caught Elon's eye on Twitter, maybe mention this to him. But here's my thinking, okay? So Elon changes his will. And in his will, he puts a clause that in the event of his death, the ownership of Twitter passes to Donald Trump and Alex Jones. You like that? I think that would be awesome. So he puts this in his will, and then he announces it to the world, and he is safe as milk. So anyway, that's my idea, and that's all I really had to say on this topic. I may have more later, depending on how things go. But if so, I will talk to you then. And I will, at any rate, see you in the next one. I hope you're all doing great. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Graham out. Bye-bye.